Hi folks, Sty here. Time for another Sty story. Okay, this one's called Dead Man's Picnic. Okay, here we go. Well, when I was a lot younger, my ex-wife and I had only been married for, oh gosh, maybe 2 years. Um, and we had our first child after being married for a year. So we had a little one at home, and um, life is busy, and it got to the point where I wasn't able to be outdoors as much as I wanted to be, and I got a wild hair one day, and I went and I bought a canoe, and I convinced my ex-wife to go on a picnic. And she said, "Oh, I like picnics." Well, okay, mind you, this is only like, oh, maybe 2 or 3 weeks after the ice was off the local lakes. And I said, "Well, where we're going to go picnicking is at a county park, and there's a fairly good sized lake in that park, and they don't allow any motorboats on the lake whatsoever. And it was so early in the year that technically the park was, for the most part, closed. Um, a few of their hiking trails were open. Um, you could go to the lake. Uh, there was still, in a couple spots, some snow piles from them plowing and maintaining the parking area. And she was okay with the picnic, but she wasn't too thrilled with the canoe part. And I said, "We're going to take the canoe and we're going to paddle to the other side of the lake, because there's a nice picnic area across the lake. And you either had to hike around the lake to get to it, or take a canoe or kayak or some other type of watercraft across the lake to get to it." So we got there, unloaded the canoe, loaded up our picnic supplies, and we proceeded to paddle across that lake. Um, Everything went well. We got across the lake just fine, and she even liked the canoe because it was a good sized canoe. I think it was a 18 footer. In fact, it was quite large canoe, so it was comfortable for us. And we got there, and we set up to have our picnic lunch, and fortunately our son at the time was with a babysitter, so it was just the two of us. Well, we picked a picnic table, set everything up on the picnic table, had ourselves a picnic lunch, and then decided to do a little hiking around the picnic area. And we hiked up this hill. There's a trail that went up this hill. And we hiked up that hill, and on the way up the hill, I asked her, I said, "Do you smell that?" She goes, "Smell what?" I go, there's an odd smell." She goes, "No, I don't smell nothing." Well, we kept hiking. And then we were coming down the hill, and I go, "There it is again. Do you smell that?" And she goes, "Well, now I do." I said, and she goes, "I don't know what that is." I said, "I don't know. It's probably some dead animal or something." And so we hiked down to the picnic table. Well, now the area that we got a whiff of that odor was only about maybe 35, 40 feet from where we were picnicking. Well, we loaded up everything. We spent the whole afternoon hanging around there. we loaded everything up and got it in the canoe and started paddling across the lake. And here comes another canoe coming across. And it's another couple. And they asked how we enjoyed the picnic area, and because we pulled the canoes up to each other, and we said, yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. And it was a nice day. It was in the upper 50s. Excuse me. And and those folks said, well, we're going to head over there and we're going to have a late afternoon picnic lunch. And we told them, well, enjoy yourselves and blah, blah, blah. So we loaded up and went home. Well, we were sitting there that evening after dinner watching the evening news. And all of a sudden I yelled to the wife, I said, you got to come here and take a look at this. She come in the living room and looked. She goes, well, that's where we were today. Here on the news is a picture of that picnic ground. And it's got police ribbon all around the picnic tables and up that trail, up that hill, and yellow police tape and cops everywhere. And here's this reporter, and the reporter says, this afternoon, so-and-so and his wife were picnicking here at this picnic ground, and just 35 feet away from the edge of the picnic ground, they found the body of a man that's been missing since last November, hunting season. Here's some guy, middle-aged, older guy, I guess, had been out there hunting during hunting season, didn't tell anybody where he was going, and had himself a heart attack right next to that trail. And his body had been out there all winter. And they searched all over for this guy, half the winter looking for this guy, and it was an open case because nobody knew where he was. Well, they never searched that area because nobody had an idea that he would even be there at that county park. And those folks had hiked up that hill and got a whiff of that odor, and they were a little more inquisitive than we were, so they kind of followed their noses into the edge off the trail a ways, and there, just 15 feet off the trail, was this guy's body. So we remember that outing as the dead man's picnic. I'm glad that we didn't know he was there, because that would have spoiled my lunch. So you never know what's out in the woods. Sometimes pay attention to that nose, because sometimes your nose knows better. So there you go. There's a Sty story for you, the dead man's picnic. And my ex-wife, she won't have a picnic at that picnic ground anymore. I wonder why. Okay, that's it for today, for this video. I might do another quick one today, but this is Sty North saying, you all have a nice day. Bye-bye.